Hello and welcome. Today I will talk about the map function, a super useful function out of the Lambda universe in Excel. So, what does the map function? According to Microsoft, map returns an array formed by mapping each value in the arrays to a new value by applying a lambda to create a new value. But this explanation is super complicated, so I will use my explanation. It applies a lambda to each cell of an array, and you can input there multiple arrays, that is to add there. So the syntax is map, then you have an array, and then following a lambda or another array according to, I don't know, I've never used more than 3 arrays, I guess, but you can also apply more than 3 arrays there. And the output of the map function is always the same size as the arrays you input, or as the largest array you input. It cannot be larger. So for example, if you input there an array with 10 rows and 2 columns, your output will always also have 10 rows and 2 columns. And if you pass several arrays, because you can input there several arrays, they should always have the same size, otherwise you will face an error. So please pay attention to this. So for what should you use the map function? For example, here for a simple calculation. So we have here 2 arrays and we want to add them together cell by cell, so lambda. So I give the map function here 2 arrays. Then I name both arrays, give them a name, and I add them together or multiply them. I know you could also do this with only the using of dynamic arrays, but you will later see that it isn't that easy every time. So this, for example, you could use the map function for. It is also possible in the other direction. So for example, in horizontal, for example, here a to the power of b, and you get there a number. So for simple calculation, you can use the map function. But you can also use the map function, for example, for the sum of a sequence. For the sum of a sequence, and there you cannot use something different. So we want to have the sum of the sequence up to the number there. So we have here a sum. But you can't track this down, otherwise you will have there spill errors. So you need something else, and in this case you can use the map function. We map those numbers in, or give the value to the lambda, and then we write our sequence function, rows up to a, wrap a sum function around, close all the brackets, and you have here your values, so we can test this. So here sequence of 9, and the sum is 45. So here it is useful to use the map function, and you cannot have something larger as an output. That I will also show you. For example, if you want to haystack here, for example, a and sum of a, you will have a calculation error, because the output of the map function is always the same size as the largest input array. And also a thing where I use the map function very often is for Excel challenges. For example, here in Excel BI challenge, it's something about reversing the English alphabet in the string, and the rest should stay in the same size, in the same order. So here we have the strings, and we should reverse the alphabet here. So you can see here everything and not alphabet is on the same position, and the alphabet is reversed. So I have here the formula, and what you can now think, oh, you have this in a beautiful let formula, you can drag this easily down, but no, you can't. So you need to wrap here around a map function. This is my input array. I have here S already used, in the let function, so I name my lambda as. Then I delete here out of my let function my name as, close all the brackets, and you see here I have the solution. So the map function, in conclusion, is super useful. It applies a lambda to each cell of an array, and the output of the array map function is always the same size as your largest input array. I hope you've learned something. If you're new to my channel, welcome and check out my other videos. See you in the next one. Bye.